Good afternoon. It's now 5 minutes after 3 o'clock here on AM 1410 WRMN in Elgin. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for the Laura Dion-Jones Show. Laura, looking great today. How you doing?
Marvy.
Just Marvy, huh?
Merry Christmas, Marvy, honey. How are you?
You haven't used the word Marvy in about 8 weeks now.
Oh, you're keeping track, eh?
Well, no, it's been a couple weeks, couple months since I've heard you say Marvy. That's a fantastic news. I think the last time you said you were doing Marvy, I got the Powerball right on the Wednesday night drawing for the Powerball, so... I hope you're doing Marvy this week, and I hope you're doing Marvy on Friday, because you know the Mega Million jackpot is like $168 million, and they're doing the drawing on Christmas Eve. Can you imagine what kind of Christmas gift that would be?
God.
Right?
Are you in?
I will be on Friday.
I'm in.
I will be on Friday.
I'm in with
for
several,
$1?
I'm in with several different people. There's a bunch of girls that are Russian immigrants, and they work in the spa at East Bank.
Good,
and
good.
There's eight of us. And so we have this pool, and I told them that they have to visualize us standing in front of the TV camera, all 7 of them, and me, the only club member, and we win. And just think of how that's going to pee everybody off. You know what I mean?
Of course. So you're friendly with these Russian immigrants, is that right?
Yeah.
I work with them on Saturdays as well. I'm in love with the Russian culture. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
And have they sat down and told you some of the stories about how they came to be in our country?
Oh, yeah. All of them have. And the food. And they've invited me to their weddings.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God.
I go to the Russian picnic once a year. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Good times.
we'll have to compare Russian notes.
Absolutely.
Listen, I can't believe it's only 2 more days left until Christmas.
Yeah, right?
Oh, Jeff's chomping at the bit over there.
Russian dance.
Oh, is that what did it?
Yeah, something like that.
And listen, how about them Bears?
Yeah, division champion Bears.
I can't believe it. And you know what? I have to say, how do you say his name? Favre?
Favre.
I'm feeling Favre. Yeah.
I'm feeling Favre.
That's right.
Favre beans.
Listen, to me, he looked a little worn out, and I like one of the sportscasters said the best about him. Favre.
Yeah.
Favre looks old, cold, and in pain, and man, do I know that feeling.
He's still a better quarterback than I could ever be in my prime.
Me
He was
too.
born
But
during
you know
the
what?
Nixon years.
I think what makes him look scruffy is that almost beard that he's got going on
Yep.
there, and it makes him look older. And you know what, George? Can you quickly give us that tidbit that you said about...
Well, I'm sure Jeff Myers knows this sports about, even though this is not
You guys
baseball
know this
related.
by heart. I don't.
Favre, it looks like Monday will probably be his last game, so his last play ended with the Chicago Bears slamming him to the turf. And Favre is a surefire Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Jeff Myers, Mike Hunsinger, what Hall of Fame NFL quarterback ended his career Monday night against the Chicago Bears?
1977, Joe Willie Namath.
I was there, and I knew the answer.
Namath, that's
Believe it or
Joe Namath,
not.
yeah.
And who caught Namath's last pass?
Doug Plank.
Close. Gary Fencing.
Really?
Gary Fencing.
Fantastic.
I'll tell you something about
As a
Brett
car-
Favre, and I've never been a Green Bay Packers fan, but Brett Favre has the heart of a champion, and I'll give you a story, a very quiet story that's indicative of Brett Favre's personality. I don't know if you saw, but Monday night he was wearing a backward 4. Did you see that? He had a towel.
Yes. Yeah,
you know why
yeah.
he was doing that?
No.
There's a 5-year-old that Brett Favre has befriended. He has terminal cancer. He has a brain tumor, and Brett Favre is his favorite player. He's just learning how to make his numbers, and he cannot write a 4 the correct way. He writes it backward.
Oh, you're giving
So
me
Favre
chills.
took his towel, and he wrote a backward 4 and wore that towel during the game in honor of that little 5-year-old
Oh,
boy.
fabulous.
So that's the kind of guy Brett Favre is, whether you like him or not.
I
And
like him.
He's killed the Bears through the years, but you have to admire his tenacity, admire his athletic ability, and his commitment to the community. I'll tell you something about Brett Favre, too. When Lovie Smith became the head coach of the Bears, he said, our goal is to beat the Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre was 20-3 against the Bears before Lovie Smith, and now, or 20-4, 20 wins, 4 losses. When Lovie Smith came in and started the coaching the Bears, Brett Favre is now 4-9. So there you have it.
Go Bears.
That's it.
And go
Nice
ahead.
show. See you later.
I got one more thing to say about Brett Favre. Who was his first pass completed to?
A bear.
In this
prevents
game
a
or
death.
ever?
Ever. His first
In
professional
92.
pass was completed to...
Give us a hint.
I will say
It was a
Sharp.
Packer.
It was a Packer.
It was a Packer.
Yeah. Shannon Sharp, Sterling Sharp,
Good guess. Jeff?
James Lofton.
Yeah, Lofton, 92 is good
His
guess.
first pass he threw was tipped, and he caught it himself.
Oh!
Wow! He caught his first pass in NFL history.
Listen to you.
Kind of a backward 4
Yeah,
reception.
he caught it and got some yards out of it, so it counted as a
Right.
forward pass.
Jeez,
That's a great
Louise.
story.
To himself.
It only goes back to 92, so it's not that many years ago.
No, but I was at the 77 Joe Willie game, and I was on the 50-yard line in the second row.
Who
and
was
I
Joe playing for? Folks sometimes forget that. Who was playing that night? Because he's not a Jet. He's
The
not a-
Rams.
That's it. Good call.
And I saw him dive at one of the guy's knees with his helmet.
I saw
I
recent-
lost respect for him in that game. But
Oh.
anyway,
Yeah, Sports Talk with Laura Dion-Jones
right.
here on AM 1410.
and she was at that game.
She sure was.
And in the studio with us today, one of my favorite guy pals, Mike Hunziker, and who could ask for a better co-host than the one, the only, Jeff Myers. And Valerie the Swan, our YouTube camera girl, is here with us again. And our special in-studio guest is Daryl Garr, local legend and cookbook author who has a new cookbook out called Let's Cook Together. And he also has quite an interesting sports story past to tell us about. So that's when I'll kiss the show goodbye, because when these guys start their sports talk, you know what happens to me. It was just a fluke that I was at that Joe Willie game and when I was a pup.
What a great game to be at.
Oh, it was. Second row.
A high school
50-yard
trip?
line.
Laura, I have a
Yes, it was a high
trivia
school
question.
trip.
I have
Thank
a
you.
trivia question.
Go ahead. Hit me with
What
it.
former Chicago Bear did you have in this studio, live and in person, as a guest?
Ooh. Two first names. You can do it. Two first names.
I know, and my mind is blank, and I could see his
Think
face.
of a bird.
and he
Think of a
was-
bird.
I'm rooting
A
for
bird. A bird.
Write it down on this so I could read it.
His last name was the first name on. Think of birds.
Big birds.
Big birds. Yeah. It's Robin.
Robin. Earl.
Hey, you got it. Megan Maliki, you are. Congratulations.
Sorry, Robin. Well, you know something? I have a gift for one of my EBLs. She's going to step in the studio next week from Otis. None of the
Oh.
Otis Wilson.
Who's been in the studio a number of years ago.
Oh
right
yes, and we'll save this for next week. Anyway, where am I? And what would our two nights before Christmas show be without our good friend Jimmy Damon stopping in to sing a Christmas favorite for us after halftime? But today's show, I would like to tell you, is also brought to you by...
Of course, the good folks at the Taylor Y, as you well know. Taylor Y's got many good things going on right now, and swim lesson sign-up is open for all ages, as well as swim team. Don't forget dance, tumble, and cheer classes have ongoing open registration as well. 888-7410 with an 847 area code, 50 North McLean Boulevard. They are. Also, you were just there, Dr. Claire Oleas. Show us your back.
Oh, it
Show us your
feels
spinal
wonderful.
cord
It feels
column.
wonderful.
You were right there, and she's in good shape.
Acupuncture, adjustments, Dr. Claire's the goddess.
888-9988, right there on the west side of Elgin. You know, for Dr. Claire Oleas, make sure you are right there with perfect posture.
I mentioned the Laura Dion-Jones show and Jeff Myers, and she'll give you a hug.
Ditto. Okay.
Besides fabulous treatment. And you know something? Would also like to thank Snobhound's Canine Clothing Company. Think Nike meets Donna Karen, but for canines, keep your pooches warm, dry, cool, and comfy with Snobhound's environmental protection wear. And KC Tool, an automotive specialty tool company, available through your Snap-on mobile tool distributor. And a special thank you to Casey for making this show and all of our shows possible. And do you guys know what yesterday was?
Tuesday.
George. That lunar eclipse early in the day.
You're right.
Happened-
Winter solstice.
Yes, it was. Exactly at 5:38 p.m. It was winter solstice, time of rebirth and renewal. And you know, if you write all your goals, wishes, dreams, and ambitions down on a sheet of paper, and at the exact second of solstice, you burn the piece of paper, it's supposed to work.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I do it all the time.
I know. See the what?
That's why you think I look like this.
Well, 2 times a year you can stand an egg on its head and it'll stand up and not fall over like a weeble wobble. Except for you can
When
stand
is that?
on the solstice.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously? Tell me, quick,
And your
fast.
equator stuff.
Yeah.
You start your walk at the equator,
Yeah.
that happens, isn't it, George?
Yeah.
The egg's right there, so.
Usually for summer solstice, though, every time I've been to Alaska, it has been at summer solstice.
Cool.
Yeah, very.
Wow.
Sun and moon all at the same time. And listen, do you know why men like y'all,
Thank you.
guys,
Because we can.
Yeah.
aren't allowed to take phone messages?
Because we're inept.
Nope.
Yeah. We
Here's
are.
what somebody said to my girlfriend's husband. Hey, Harriet, someone from the gynecologists called. They said Pabst beer is normal. Didn't even know you liked
Ordered a
beer.
six-pack. You have to be real sensitive with the delivery of that story. Very nice.
And on that note, and from you, that is a compliment. Jeff.
Yeah.
And on that note, it's time for our quote of the week.
All right.
Destiny is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. It's not a thing to be waited for. It's a thing to be achieved. William
Bendix.
Jennings.
Bryant.
Exactly.
All
American politician known as the Great Commoner.
Hey.
Quite a story.
That's good.
And this reminds me of something I have to tell y'all. Stop waiting for someone to come along and do it for you. You know this is going to segue into this. Finally achieve your own weight loss, health, and fitness success by joining us for Elgin's Biggest Loser 4, beginning Wednesday, January 5th, and running for the next 12 consecutive weeks till Wednesday, March 30th at the Taylor YMCA. And I'd also like to mention to all of you that I have been able to motivate, enable, and empower 117 Elgin area residents to lose 1,242 pounds in our first 3 Elgin's Biggest Loser competitions thus far. So come on, make 2011 your best, healthiest, most prosperous year yet. EBL4 official weigh-in is from 5 to 6 p.m. on January 5th at Elgin's Taylor YMCA, located on McLean Boulevard. Everyone is welcome. I still call it McLean. I'm sorry.
It's okay, we understand.
Shirley McLean. You know what I mean? Go to elginsbiggestloser.com for more details and a registration application. Fill it out and bring it with you to the first weigh-in Wednesday evening, January 5th at the Taylor Y. Want some Santa Claus trivia?
Of course.
Do you know who Santa Claus really is?
Chris Kringle?
No, he was an Eastern European. Santa Claus is the Eastern European name for Saint Nicholas, and he was an Orthodox Christian archbishop, and he used to toss pouches of gold coins through windows of very needy people in town. Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
And do you know why people kiss under the mistletoe?
Because they can.
Oh, that's such an easy answer.
George knows. George told. He's a word man. He knows this stuff.
According to Christmas custom, any 2 people who meet under a hanging piece of mistletoe are obliged to kiss, and it's of Scandinavian origin, and the mistletoe is still hung up in farmhouses and kitchens at Christmas, and young men have the privilege of kissing girls under it, plucking each time a berry from the bush, and when the berries are all plucked, the privilege of kissing ceases.
Sweet.
Really?
You gave me a big kiss, you know.
And quickly, do you want to know about some cities and towns in the U.S. named for Christmas and Santa?
Yeah.
Or are we on?
No.
Christmas?
Minnesota.
Okay, Santa Claus, Indiana. And I have where these are located in case you don't believe me. So
Everybody gets it stamped. They get their letter stamped there.
They have a famous Santa Claus school in Santa Claus, Indiana.
Yes, they do.
They do? You go there and learn how to be an elf?
You
Or go there and learn
Or
how to
grow
be
to beard.
It's a 3-day program.
Seriously? I'm going to Google that one up.
Good.
Santa Claus Acres, Arizona. Santa Claus, Georgia. Christmas Island, we all know about that one, right?
Yeah.
Australian territory in the Indian Ocean. And
And what about the famous writer in every contract?
what's it called, the Santa Claus Rider?
Santa
No,
Claus.
the Santa Claus.
That's
Oh,
It's just Scandinavian he is. I'm a Santa Claus.
are you Scandinavian? I thought you were
Yes.
Italian.
No. I was Maul was we speech, it's background, thank you. I can't say my yays. We don't
Hey,
have
how about Mistletoe, Kentucky?
Yes.
Christmas, Arizona. Christmas, Florida. Christmas, Michigan. Christmas, Mississippi. Christmas City, Utah. Do the Mormons believe in Christmas? I think, though.
Yeah.
Don't they?
There's a former catcher in the major, Steve Christmas.
Really?
No, remember
Are you
Steve
making
Christmas?
this
No,
up?
Steve Christmas was a catcher
Okay.
in recent years.
Christmas Cove, Maine. Christmas Valley, Oregon. Christmasville, Tennessee. And Santa, Idaho. Want more?
Santa's Village up here in Dundee.
Not anymore.
I don't think that
But they
counts.
went in the hall. Santa went in the hall recently.
There's many more. St. Nicholas, Florida. You know. Anyway. Do you have anything to say?
I don't follow that.
If you don't, be quiet for the rest of the show.
Well,
Good night, everybody.
we'll save all the rest of the trivia for later. And just in time for Christmas, our special in-studio guest today is local legend, cookbook author, and sports philanthropist, Daryl Garr, with his foolproof family recipes and practical, reliable how-to cooking advice. And gee whiz, God knows I need that. He also gave me a copy of this cookbook. And Daryl's new book is more than the ultimate in nourishing tradition. It's an education in tastes, techniques, ingredients, and great food. Let's Cook Together is the name of the book, and it includes more than 300 family-friendly recipes, and each one is as abundantly delicious as it is easy to prepare. So let's give a warm Laura Dion-Jones show welcome to Daryl Garr.